something is rational, you guys, if it can be made a fraction. Okay? Any decimal that ends like this can be made into a fraction. So all we're going to do to make this fraction is we need to move the decimal over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spaces to make it a whole number, right? So I'm going to multiply by 10 to the 8th, but we need to multiply by 10 to the 8th over 10 to the 8th, because then I'm really multiplying by 1. Okay? And this is going to make it a fraction. So if I multiply by 10 to the 8th, this moves the decimal all the way over, so we have 513 in the top. And then in the denominator, we're just going to have 10 to the 8th, which is 8 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 100 million. Just can be made a fraction. Yeah. All right. Here we go. Show that each number is a rational number by writing it as a fraction of integers. All right. So this repeater we actually can show is a fraction. What we're going to do is first set n equal to this number. And again, this is a repeater, so it's a different method than the last one. So you might make a note of that. We have a repeater here. And however many spaces the repeater bar is over, so if it's over 2 spaces, we're going to multiply both sides by 100. If it was 3 numbers, we'd multiply by 1,000. If it was only over 1 number, we'd multiply by 10. So what I'm going to do is multiply both sides by 100 because there are 2 spaces that the bar is over. So we're going to use 100. So I'm going to multiply by 100 on the left. So that's 100n. And if I multiply by 100 on the right, it moves my decimal right here. So I have 1.5, and then we have the 2, 4 repeater. Now what we can do is subtract. So I'm going to actually subtract this from this. So I'm going to put n equals, and I have 0, line up your decimals, 0.01, 5, 4. All right. And we're going to subtract from both sides. Okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to write out, this is like repeating, right? 2, 4, and this one keeps on repeating as well. 2, 4, 2, 4, 2, 4. Okay? And so if I subtract from both sides, 100n minus 1n is 99n. And what happens when we subtract here is all this repeater part cancels, which is good news, okay? We're getting rid of that. So now I have 4 minus 5. We're going to have to borrow, do some subtraction here. So now I have 14 minus 5, which is 9. 1 minus 1, which is 0. 5 minus 0, which is 5. And 1 minus 0, which is 1. Okay. So now we're going to divide both sides by 99. So I end up with n equals 1.509 divided by 99. But we want an actual fraction, which means whole numbers in the top. So I'm going to move the decimal over 3 places in the top and 3 places in the bottom. So 1,509 over 99,000. All right. So here's another easy one because there's no repeater. So if there's no repeater, you're going to do it the easy way, which is just moving the decimal. So how many places do I need to move the decimal to make it a whole number? 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're going to do the same thing, 10 to the 8th, 10 to the 8th. So we get 623 over 100 million. Okay, so no repeater, just multiply by however many spaces we need to move it over to top and bottom, okay? But let's try another one with a repeater. Okay, so we're going to say n equals that. And this time, that repeater bar covers how many numbers? 3. So we're actually going to multiply by 1,000. All right, because there are 3 zeros in 1,000. So that means I'm going to do 1,000n. And if I multiply the right-hand side by 1,000, we're going to move the decimal over 1, 2, 3 spaces to here. So we're going to have 1,003.1543, and let's just write this out, 543. We'll do a couple of them. They're going to cancel anyways, okay? And now I'm going to subtract this on both sides. So I'm going to rewrite that number, n, and then my original number with the decimal here. So line it up. The 1 goes here, decimal, 0, 0, 3, 1, 5, 4, 3, and it keeps repeating. And we're going to subtract on both sides. Ooh. Okay, 1,000 minus 1n. So this time on the left-hand side, I get 999. We're going to subtract over here, so my repeaters all cancel. And now I have 3 minus 1 is 2, 4 minus 3 is 1, 5 minus 0 is 5, 1 minus 0 is 1, put your decimal in, 3 minus 1 is 2, and then we have 0, 0, 1. Okay, divide both sides by 999. And then how many spaces are we going to have to move the decimal over on the top and the bottom? Okay, 4 spaces. So you're going to add 4 zeros to the bottom. Super fun fraction right there.